If you've never seen them, Delirious, he's wearing a red leather suit, and the second one, Raw, in which he's wearing kind of a purple-blue leather suit. And that was in his heyday of stand-up after Saturday Night Live. In Trading Places, he was great. In 48 Hours, he was great. And Beverly Hills Cop, that series, he was great. You know, then he kind of took a detour for a while, and he's come back around, and he's done a lot of animated stuff. Love Eddie Murphy. Yes?
One quick question. You said a great.
Hold this over
Yes.
there.
Can you say?
Hold that over there.
You need more cowbell.
Say it again.
I've got a fever, and there's only one prescription for it. It needs more cowbell.
I've got a fever. There's only one prescription for that. I need more cowbell. We had sunglasses on, right? Not as dark as these. These are prototypes. Okay. We need more cowbell. You, get out. You go crazy. Like nuts. Love your hairy chest. Strawberries are tasty. Blue is my favorite color. I like shoes. That's Chris. I talked to Christopher Lloyd. Do you know who Christopher Lloyd is?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't know Christopher Lloyd, he was Doc Brown in Back to the Future. Molly, we gotta find the DeLorean. Ah! Boss, I was Jimmy Mikowski in Taxi. Similar character.
Dr. Doom.
And I was at a convention where we did one of these radio panels, radio dramas, and I did impressions of Christopher Walken, and Christopher Lloyd was there, not in the room, but I did him, and the fans went nuts. So it was my favorite impression. And I was on a break, and I was with a guy, they call him a liaison, who helps me go where I'm supposed to go, because I'm clueless in a big place. And then Christopher Lloyd was there with his liaison. And his liaison said to me, man, I saw that panel you guys did. It was awesome. The impressions, the characters. Which was your favorite one? And I'm looking at Christopher Lloyd. And I'm thinking, do I say it? Do I say it was him? And is he going to be like, oh, that's great. Get the fuck out of my face. So I deferred to my fear and respect, and I said, oh, Christopher Walken was my favorite. It was great doing Chris, you know? And I looked at Christopher and he's like, oh. I said, do you know Christopher Walken? Have you guys worked together? I assumed. He goes, yeah. We did a play together. 1973. Said, was it in New York? He said, yeah. What was it? Hamlet. I said, well, who was Hamlet? Chris. I said, yeah, well, you know, the interesting thing about Chris is the way he talks. I said, most impressionists forget that in between his words, he doesn't just stare, he moves his mouth. You know? Christopher Lloyd looked at me and goes, yeah. Shut up. You're in a fucking moment here. You're taking my stride, you fuck. Anyway, back to the moment. Christopher Lloyd, on Walken, says to me, Christopher likes to take his time. Like, all right. See you in the green room for lunch? Excuse me. All right. So that was I went off topic.
I actually had a question. I was going to say, you said group castings. And I was going to say, for your very first group casting, I mean, what were you feeling? Like, did you have the jitters or anything like that? Or?
Well, when I first guest acted on a series or something, you mean?
Yeah.
I know I was nervous.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was nervous. I was thinking, you know, what's everybody thinking in the room? I was like as if I'm a mind reader. You know, that's like me saying I know exactly what you're thinking out there, which over the years I've gotten better.
That girl just doesn't want my attention at all.
Exactly. You know, in the beginning it was like, oh my God, What does he think? What does she think? What do they think? Am I doing it well enough? And a friend said to me, dude, you got the job. So whatever you did, you got the job. Now all you gotta do is have fun. And then you deliver your lines, you act, and however they direct you,
Flip tables.
you flip tables. Flip over the table. Nicolas Cage, I want to flip this fucking table. You know why? Because you're staring at my incredibly large forehead. It's not right. I was Ghost Rider. We know you were.
Anybody teach him how to ride the bike?
Yeah. I wasn't leaving Las Vegas. I was in Face Off. With John Travolta. What? Who? What? Where? So yeah, there's your answer to that question.
Oh.
You can do an impression of Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey? That's hard because Jim Carrey does impressions of everyone. So who is Jim Carrey? So, I mean, if I really think about Jim Carrey, I think about him like when he's in an interview. There's two Jim Carreys. There's manic Jim Carrey, you know, who's kind of like, yeah, and he's got the big grin. And let me tell you something. Oh, it's great to be here, Jay. And then there's the mellow Jim Carrey of today, who's more like, you know, sunshine's such a beautiful thing. Like, you're a little crazy, I think. Maybe just a little. Yeah. Kind of like a cartoon of Jack Nicholson. It's just not right when he's acting, but it's fine when he's not. But yeah, that's Jim Carrey for me in a nutshell. It's a work in progress.
Any other questions at all?
Do you have any other questions, comments, impressions you want me to do? Yes.
Do you have any love letters from fans of any of your characters?
It's written in blood. Yeah, pretty much, just what he said. No, I've gotten some nice fan mail, but they're generally requesting autographs and things like that. You know, some of the fans have actually professed their love or admiration for me and my work at conventions in their own way.
How do you help your leg?
Well, actually, there was a time when glomping was big.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you remember glomping?
Yeah.
It seems to have gone away, which is a good thing.
It's
But
happened
I
to me
actually would go to
today.
conventions and then people told me what it was, and I'd see it. You know, the people, a glomp is like a really strong, aggressive hug, sometimes like almost like a tackle. And I'd see people doing this. And when I was first asked, like, can I glomp you? I was like, define glomp.
It's like,
It could be good.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, do we have to go back to a hotel room to do it?
Yeah, it's then, maybe. But then I was like, no glomping. And then, you know, then there were rules at conventions set up. No glomping zone, or you have to ask someone if they want to be glomped. And
I guess it could be like borderline rape at that point.
Exactly. So, but nobody got that close to me, thank God. I don't want to do prison time in a hotel. So no, just really kind fan letters, nothing crazy. I did have one stalker, but she went away. Next question. Yes.
What's the strangest gift you've ever received from a fan? If you've
What's
gotten
this-
any strange
The
ones.
strangest gift I've ever received from a fan. Nothing unusual, although if you know the game Kingdom Hearts, I've got this character named Axel, and he and this character Roxas love sea salt ice cream. Right? So they have like sticks of sea salt ice cream, which are popsicles. And I didn't think they actually existed until I was at a convention 2 weeks ago, and a gal dressed up as Axel came up to me and handed me one. And I thought it was a toy. I thought it was plastic. And then I saw her sucking on it, and I realized, you know, it was like candy. I was like, oh, it's real. She came back up to me and she's like, did you ever sea salt ice cream?
Oh. That's not scary at all. Like,
No.
like right behind a pillar, just like creeping out, just
I was like, no, okay. I said, I will, I promise you. Later she came back, have you had your sea salt ice cream?
I think she was trying to roofie you.
Do you like it? Tears of my own rejection of myself. No self-esteem, no self-esteem. So, that's one of the most unusual gifts I can remember. I'm sure there have been others. I mean, I've signed some strange things. I remember there were 3 kids who came up and they all wanted me to sign the side of their Converse colored sneakers, which was kind of cool, but all I could think of is that's going to rub off real soon. I signed body parts. Not so much in the last couple of years, but there was a trend like glomping, where the ladies wanted me to sign their thighs, their ass cheeks, their breasts, just up here, not under there. So, like, look at him! I know. If it was that, then I would have been like, cute. Each other never comes after that. I was never good at English.
Hold this, hold it.
Oh, yeah.
Drop my pen. Hold it.
Can I hold? Or, hey, these are real. These are small. These are hard. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart? Or both? That makes sense. Which is possible in real life, maybe not in the movies. Ian McKellen, older British character actor, correct?
Showing up.
Let me see. I saw him in an interview recently, and I seem to remember him looking like this. He had a gleam in his eye. You know, that's what you do. Kind of a thought. I'm a gay man. Okay to know. I think you like that. I know I do. And there's Patrick Stewart, of course, who was Captain Picard in Star Trek, Next Generation. I'll tell you a quick experience I had with Patrick Stewart. Wonderful man. I met him at a convention earlier this year. We were in the green room, which is a place they put actors to eat and get a break. And, you know, sometimes other actors and actresses are kind of like stuck up. You know, Patrick couldn't have been nicer. And I wanted to introduce myself to him, but I was too nervous. So he came up to me and introduced himself to me. And then I thought the next day, I'm just going to sit in the chair by him in case I can have lunch and talk. We did, and we talked for like half an hour. And then we both had to go to the bathroom at the same time. I walked in, saw some friends of mine, you know, in the men's room. Some guys I knew, some other actors, and I just used the old joke. This is a lame joke, but I said, "Hey, is this where all the dicks hang out?" You know, and somebody, I thought it was my friend Phil, just went, boom, boom, you know, gave me a rim shot, like a joke they promised to. And so I thought it was Patrick, so yeah, thanks, Patrick. Anyway, so I go to a stand-up urinal. He apparently goes into a stall. So I finish my business. As you do, I turn around, I go to wash my hands, and everybody else is gone, except me and Patrick Stewart. So I'm washing my hands. All of a sudden I hear,